on the side of the mountain, from which one can look at the landscape at a distance and see everything in perspective. Here, he encourages entrepreneurs to develop self-awareness, including awareness about their own mental health. He explores issues like hypomania, anxiety, vulnerability to excessive bouts with drugs and alcohol, and he gets real about how these subterranean forces conspire to both shape and derail the intention and the execution of the entrepreneurial adventure. It's no secret that most entrepreneurs fail. While failure often results from factors beyond one's control, such as a nasty little pandemic that happens to shut down your supply chain while killing demand for your product and preventing your employees from doing their jobs, the DNA of the entrepreneur also has something to do with it. How does entrepreneurial DNA relate to entrepreneurial motivation? Entrepreneurs who are motivated by push factors, things they don't like about their current situation, typically have worse business outcomes than those who are motivated by pull factors, an inspiration to create or contribute or to have an impact in a highly personal way. Like mountaineers who are inspired and lured by the pull of the mountain and the opportunity to join the Hall of Fame as they achieve their personal best, pull entrepreneurs are inspired and lured by their vision, their new venture idea, the overlap between their venture concept and their individual identity, and how the venture flows from a deeply personal sense of purpose. These are the entrepreneurs who are harder to deter. These are the entrepreneurs who slip more easily into heightened emotional states, deeper engagement with goals, flow states, and intense emotions while charismatically campaigning for their cause. Their visionary inspiration often corresponds to the mishmash of mental health issues described by our mountain guide, and sorting this all out is part of the solution required to actually summit the entrepreneurial mountain. Nice to know, and I would argue this is something you need to know as well. Our ambitious author deserves credit for putting this set of issues on the table. However, beyond the lessons learned and self-awareness applied, the existential question remains: what will you find at the top of your Everest? You envision the goal you seek to achieve with your business, and if you are one of the very few who actually summits the highest peak of mountain you set out to climb, then what? Typically not what you were expecting. Big exits with rich rewards have their own problems, leading to a disturbing mental health condition called sudden wealth syndrome, a disorienting, identity-crushing, disinhibiting reality distortion field that leads many entrepreneurs to unravel. Some flip out, some blow up their marriages, some become addicts, and some have been known to race their flashy new Maserati around a hairpin curve, lose control of their new prized possession, and fly over an embankment to their tragic demise. And those who fall by the wayside before they reach the top of the mountain, the majority, how do they cope with the chronic stress and the financial devastation that accrues when they discover what they already knew, that Everest is notorious for avalanches? This is the darkest entrepreneurship secret. Those romanticized business outcomes that so many builders strive for usually don't achieve what they were intended to accomplish. The imagined results and the real results do not fully coincide. It turns out that, despite the hype, there is very little relationship between wealth and happiness. If you think that once you scale the summit of your Everest, you will be flooded with happiness, joy, relief, fulfillment, and a sense of abundance, think again. That's a storyline perpetuated by money-making Madison Avenue mythmakers who manufacture memes to mobilize our economy. The same applies to other hoped-for outcomes, such as love and family. It's often next to impossible to contain love, family, and entrepreneurship in the same vessel. Like so many adventures, the value of entrepreneurship lies in the journey itself, not the destination, which is often a letdown. I am fond of explaining that entrepreneurship is a social, emotional, cognitive, and behavioral practice. This practice, like other practices that lead to personal growth and